New Year, Kenya Fan TV. This is game week or match week 19. Apart from Liverpool, who've played 18 matches of the first leg of the season. It's an amazing time. Christmas, lots of food, most of celebrations all over the world, but also lots of celebrations in the goals, the wins and the losses. Yeah, an exciting end of year matches across the Kenya Premium. Sorry, across the English Premier League, the England Premier League. Yes, Dylan. What match was so exciting for you during this end of year?
Well, I would probably have to say Liverpool's game because we absolutely thrashed West Ham, and it's always good to see Man United lose. It's become quite frequent now,
Mm.
to be honest. At the same time, because Arsenal didn't play, they're playing tomorrow, if I'm not wrong. Uh, Chelsea losing to Ipswich, that's a big talking point. And I guess the other results were they're pretty okay. But I guess our game was the standout.
Uh, Hillary,
It's hard to comment when your team is, how do I even start? It's not exciting to watch football anymore unless you're doing a hate watch. But even when you're doing a hate watch and the team is being beat, like yesterday, Chelsea lost. I was happy to see Chelsea lose. I'm sure Arsenal will lose today, but
tomorrow
wait, you guys are playing tomorrow today?
on first.
On fast, yeah. I'm sure Arsenal will lose. But still doesn't take away the fact that United is in such an awful form. So just a sad way to end the year, but it is what it is.
Actually, let's start with your wars right now, Hillary. Hillary, this match against against Newcastle, what does this mean? What does this mean for Manchester United? You as a fan, what does it mean for you?
It means I'm in the relegation battle, simple as that. I think we have to call a spade a spade. If you take away the crest from the United kit, we look like a mid-table team. Our players look like mid-table players at the moment. We switched managers, we switched tactics, but the scoreline is still the same. Actually, before we came in, I wanted to check the amount of the chance creation that United has, but I forgot to do that because we're finishing games without shots on target. I mean, yesterday, Dubravka didn't have anything to do at the goalpost, which speaks to our attack. Like anytime we get the ball, we're always passing backwards, always passing backwards. There's no time where we make a move forward. And if you look at other clubs, anytime they get the ball in less than a minute, they're already in our defensive third. So that's something we need to, look at because it was the same thing last season when people were complaining about Ten Hag's midfield and Ten Hag had injuries and people were running through our midfield. It's the same thing that's happening in the past five fixtures where people get to from the defense to a defense in less than a minute. How does that happen? And they're making it hard for us to get from our defense to their defense. It takes us minutes, it takes us counter attacks. But for other teams, it's just gameplay, simple one, twos, and they're already in our defensive half. If you look at the first 30 minutes, Newcastle should have scored 4 goals based on the first 30 minutes alone. Does that mean that we're not training? Do the players because you see there's a formation, but then it's like the players don't understand where they're supposed to be. If you look at Mazraoui, anytime Gordon was bringing in a cross, where was Mazraoui? Mazraoui forgot that he's not part of the back three, he's a wing back. Because anytime we're defending, he's next to Delete. You find Delete and Maguire. Delete has been used to playing in the central role of the three defenders. And so if you look at the second goal they scored, Delete was actually marking Maguire. Both of them were marking each other. And there's no way Martinez is defending a headed cross. If you look at Onana, anytime a ball comes in, so long as it's a cross, Onana will never leave his line, which is something I do not understand. Onana cannot leave his line to just go and just hang. I mean, just simple football, basic. These are things that you don't even need a coach to tell you. Go for the ball. You're a keeper, just go and jump. That's all you need to do. Just go and jump. And 9 out of 10
Hillary,
times you get that.
Hillary, we can hear from your frustrations, Dylan. You can see a frustrated Manchester United fan. What do you think is missing in this Manchester United team? Where do you, how can you project the future of
We
Manchester
missed
United,
20
Dylan?
players. No, we missed 20 players. I can answer that for you. We missed 20 players. That's it.
Dylan, what do you think?
I think this is the worst they've been in years. I mean, they've gone through bad times, but this is ridiculous at the moment.
Yeah.
The players are not good enough. I would I would say that. You can see, like, if you look at other reactions from other YouTubers, they just it's the players are not. Where's the pride? You see, the main question that people asking is, where's your pride? See, you look at Casemiro. Now, I don't want to say this, but I think Jamie Carragher was right when he made that prediction maybe a year or 2 years ago, when he said, "Leave football before football leaves you." Because this guy, I think is done. I
Yeah.
think it's over. Um, United missed Ugarte yesterday. They missed Bruno. But then even with them in the team, it's not like they've been winning. So the question really is, what now? Where do you go from here? Because I've just read somewhere that financial fair play might affect United's transfer business in January,
Mhm.
and that is a big problem because if
Yeah.
if Amorim wants to continue with this set of players, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a long season, and then now the the reality that this might turn into a relegation battle is getting closer and closer to the day because Ipswich winning yesterday now makes it very interesting. United are only 7 points clear of relegation at the moment. It feels very odd saying that, but
Yeah.
reality is a very different thing. And I think the players are just there's no fight, there's no passion, there's no determination. Like even before the game started, you're like, yeah, United have lost this game. It's become like that. And it didn't take long for Newcastle to take the lead. A simple cross into the box, done, in. And you can't give Isak that sort of space. You give Isak that sort of space, he's always going to score because he's one of the best strikers in the country.
Delete and Maguire in front of Isak. How does that ball get to Isak?
Schoolboy,
How?
schoolboy
Because that
defending,
one you can't
schoolboy.
even ask the coach. You can't even ask the coach such a
After
question.
2-0, Newcastle is like, fine, yeah, you guys have the ball, we break us down. And they're like,
Any-
yeah, whatever it is. 2-0, good result, we move on.
Anyway, Dylan, let's step away from the Newcastle Manchester United game. I don't want to comment about it because I don't want Hillary to say I'm hating on them. It's just I'll just say this in one word is that the table doesn't lie and the
Oh,
result
haters should not
and,
agree.
and the result speaks louder than the table.
I
Anyway,
can describe Man United right now in one word, and that is shambles. That's all.
yeah. Yeah, they can't come back from that. Anyway, you spoke about an interesting
Shameless
part
is being
about
kind.
Chelsea. Chelsea versus Ipswich Town, yeah. What can you still call Chelsea? It's even funny to mention that word, title contenders anymore from the from the performance. I don't talk about the game because I think from the game I watched against Chelsea playing against Ipswich is that they had a bad day in the office because they really tried their best. They were playing a good game, but do you think when you get a setback from such a game, not a matter of playing against Ipswich Town, a matter of losing the points when you know you're not supposed to lose any game? What do you think about that, Dylan, Chelsea?
Chelsea, well, I was very happy with the result, first of all.
Mhm.
But I think Maresca has now known that there's some players who don't deserve to be in that squad as well. Um, if you look at the two goals, I mean, first of all, that penalty, I don't think was a penalty. I don't think that should have been given. I don't know why it didn't go to VAR. because that looked very, very soft, extremely soft.
Mhm.
But anyway, they get the penalty, they score 1-0, fine. Chelsea equalize, Joao Felix was offside.
Mhm.
Anyway, you move on. But then the second goal was a comedy of errors. You look at Disasi. First
Mhm.
of all, Madueke has the ball, passes it back to Disasi, doesn't cover his lines, and Ipswich are on the attack, and then that defending for that goal was really bad. Now I said this when they won against Spurs 4-3 that their defense is not good enough to win them a league title. This feels very 2013, 2014 Liverpool, where going forward we were very good, but defensively there were always cracks. Now, I never really took them as a title challenger, let's be honest, because I knew that defense will falter. When the time comes, it will falter. And we've seen it in the past two games against Fulham and against Ipswich. So I think for them at the moment should be top four. Secure top four and see what happens.
Hillary, what do you think of Chelsea with this performance?
It's the Premier League. I mean, that's what happens in the Premier League. You can never fully predict what's going to happen. It's the same thing you remember when Brentford was promoted, and people thought because it's a promotion team. Apart from when Ipswich were beaten 5-1 by City, Ipswich have proven to be a good team, have proven to be an attacking team, a very aggressive team. So it's not like Southampton or how we used to other relegated teams like Norwich and all that, where they just come to defend and they'll show you too much respect. So I feel like some of the Premier League teams right now are not playing with any respect at all. You have your Ipswich, you have your Nottingham, you have your Fulham, you have your Newcastle, you have your Brentford as well. No team right
Bournemouth,
now is a guaranteed 3-point team. And like we've always said, Chelsea have a good midfield and attack, but the center backs is where the issue comes in. And that's where if you cannot defend, if you cannot keep a clean sheet, if you cannot come back from a defeat, then it's going to be hard to catch up once a gap has been set. But then we're still midway through the season and nothing. And Liverpool hasn't shown anything to guarantee that they're going to win because there's some two games where they faltered a bit, and we still have a couple of games to go. Not we have 18 more games to go. So let's see how things are going to go for the next 10 to 15 games because it's too early to call what's happening right now. We were calling Liverpool favorites. No, we were calling Liverpool winners in November, but then December they kind of slowed down. Arsenal picked up a bit, but then we don't know. It's very wavy right now, so it's too early to say where one will finish. Nottingham, my last time I checked, is it number two or number three?
Two,
the number two right now. The
37
second.
points.
Yeah. Look at where Villa was occupying that position when the season started. So you see, right now, this season is very, very unpredictable. So I'm not trying to predict anything. I'm just enjoying the season. Despite the fact that my team is losing, I can enjoy the fact that I can wait for Arsenal to be beaten tomorrow. I can wait for Chelsea to be beaten the next game. The only game I'm fearing is when we go to Anfield. But outside that, Chelsea have a good attack, but the center backs, just the center backs is the only issue.
Yeah, yeah, very good, very good. Actually, you spoken about the Nottingham game, which is very impressive. Yeah, we don't. I actually didn't see an Everton playing in a new stadium. Yes, I can just call it home for them because this Everton team has been able to take draws from serious teams, from Chelsea, from Arsenal, and is it? I think Man City. I think
Yeah.
it's really funny that this Everton is beaten by Nottingham Forest, which is number two. Table never lies. Yeah, this team is it's quite impressive from how they're playing, having to get the more wins they've ever gotten in the past two seasons they've been in the Premier League. Impressive run for them. I hope it will continue. Maybe gonna be a good chance for them to be in the Champions League next season. Now, talking about the elephant in the room, yeah. The elephant in the room. Dylan, I can see a smile on your face, yeah. Dylan, now you isn't up the pressure from from Chelsea. I think it reduces some pressure from them from Chelsea. Then here comes Arsenal. They're gonna be playing tomorrow, but still a big gap. Like I was saying last week, I was counting the gap as 19 sorry as 9 points. Game at hand or not, that's a possible win for the level of play that you Chelsea that Liverpool are playing. That's a possible win for me, and I believe that the Premier League, I think, has matured. When you see teams like this stepping up and teams getting points from each other, that is pure maturity. It's not the domination of everything. Then I feel like then Liverpool playing, I think the whole 19 teams are playing into the hands of Liverpool. Liverpool are just winning their games, and that is what football is all about. Just win your games. Whatever happens behind you, I think I made this statement last season, Dylan. I think you're not there. I made this statement. I say you always have to think about the games that are in front of you. Whatever is happening behind you is none of your business. And I think that is what Liverpool are doing, and I'm very impressed. Yeah, I know it's a it's a bit painful to get it out of my out of my mouth, but it is the fact that Liverpool are just concentrating on each game and each game. Before I give you a deal on the mic, let me just say that if you see the way Liverpool played against West Ham and the way Arsenal played against West Ham, you could feel there is a small margin, but a very big margin between the two teams. And one undisputed fact is the fact that you won 5-0, Arsenal won 5-1. That makes you think of one thing is that there is a gap in our defense. I'm talking about just the score and the stats. You managed a 5-0 win over West Ham team that they had a few chances, yes, but you managed it. Then Arsenal, they managed to concede. That is a defensive breach, I can tell. Then you can see the consistency of how, even the consistency of and the gapping of the goals, the build up of the play. Your goals were coming like it's like tap, tiki taka, tap, tiki taka, tap, tiki taka, tap. Arsenal was just flooding in goals, then forgetting what is happening. So one thing I can draw from these two games is that Liverpool are a better team right now as we speak in the Premier League. Not about even not about anything else. The stats can show it, the position can show it, and the way you're playing, and even the body language of Liverpool. That is what I can say. Hillary, what do you think before we give the man of the man of the of the year? It's time to say something.
When Arsenal were in a title run the past 2 seasons, I kept on telling people it wasn't a convincing run. You can tell the difference when Liverpool is fighting for the title and when Arsenal is fighting for the title. You can see Liverpool are dominating every competition they're in, clearly dominating, whether it's defense, attack, whatever, dominating in all the stats. And this is the difference with Liverpool. Liverpool can score with anyone. Anyone can come in, except for Mo Salah. Mo Salah is just on his own level right now. But for the rest of the squad, the keeper was changed. Kelleher came in, flawless. The defenders can change, flawless. The entire midfield can change, flawless. You see the difference between a dominating team, a title contender, and someone who's just here luckily. So that's the difference I had between between this Liverpool's title contending season and the past Arsenal's title contending season. Arsenal had a starting 11 and that was it. Liverpool, right now we're looking at flaws that Liverpool has. We're still figuring out, okay, what's Liverpool's flaw? We can't come up with one. With Arsenal, someone can say, oh, take away Saka or Odegaard, and that's it. With Liverpool, if you take Mo Salah, people will still score. And so
I tend to disagree on that.
that we're playing.
I tend to
Now it's
disagree on
okay.
that.
I agree, but like you say, the results speak.
No, I'm
The
saying I'm
tables.
saying about the if you tend to remove Salah from Liverpool, there's gonna be a very big difference. I'm not disputing the fact that
Yeah, I
Liverpool
said
have
Salah
good
is the only
players.
one that you can. I said Salah is the only one that you can take out and there'll be a drop in form. The rest of them can be changed. Salah is the only one that if you take away Salah, there'll be a drop, but then they'd still perform. They'll actually still perform.
I doubt
They'll
that.
still dominate and might. I think they'll still. They
I doubt
scored
that.
5 goals
Dylan, what do you
yesterday.
think?
Salah had.
Because you as a Liverpool fan, I think you have more attachment to your team. What do you think about that statement?
What if Salah got injured? Would be struggling.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, but you need to understand that we have a lot more ammunition up front than most teams.
Mhm.
And this is I'm going purely on stats. I mean, look, Salah has got 30 goals and assists in December. We're in December. Well, we'll go into January, but 30 goals and assists. He's on 17 goals and 13 assists for the season currently.
Yeah.
You can't replace that. Of course you can't. But at the same time, if you look at it, Diaz has chipped in with goals. Gakpo has chipped in with goals. Nunez, yeah, well, that's a different case. But
Jota.
what I will say, talking about the game on Sunday, the game that we had on Sunday, we were very good, but West Ham were very, very bad. Very bad. And they played into our hands, basically. We just needed one pass and we're in. One pass and we're in. Salah missed at least 5 good chances, if I can remember. He scored one, but he should have scored more. At the same time, West Ham should have scored as well. I think a couple of shots of theirs hit the post, one hit the bar. Kudus, very good play. And listen, 5-0. I'm happy with the clean sheet. We move on. See, the reason why I'm not being, over the top and everything is that the away games that we have coming up now, I'm not worried about my home games. I'm worried about the away games. We've got Forest away, Brentford away, Bournemouth away, and City away. Those are our next 4 away games. Now that is where the character of this team will be tested because they are all in the top 10, and it'll be a tough run. But if we get through, let's say, I will say this: if in February, after we finish February, and we still have the same gap that we currently have, I think the title is done. That's my bold prediction. I would say the title is done. But then at the same time, we'll have Champions League coming in and all that. So we could be in multiple competitions, and let's see how it goes. But so far, so good. Team is performing. We had a couple of, should I call it a blip or something? Like the Newcastle one, it was definitely not a good performance. But the Fulham one, actually, if you look at it in hindsight, the 2-2 was not really a bad result. It was a point gained rather than 2 points lost because we were down to 10 men while being 1-0 down. Anyway, but things are looking bright. Slot is doing what he has to do. And you see, the thing is, the reason why I have a bit more confidence in the team is that the manager, if it was Klopp, as much as, he's the reason why we are where we are right now. But there used to come a point in the season where there would be burnout, physical burnout because of the type of football that Klopp used to play. But Slot is a lot more about controlling the game. You'll find we're not that aggressive pressing team anymore because Slot plays the game differently. He caters everything for every situation. So I'm a bit more confident, but it's the Premier League, as Hillary said. Anything can happen. You a game that you would be expecting to win, you may not win. So let's see how it goes. So far, so good. Halfway point, 8 points clear at the moment. But there's a lot more games to go in this league. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Raj. Before you wind up this conversation, yes, Hillary?
I have a question before we continue. Do we have AFCON? AFCON is next year, right? AFCON is 2025.
2025.
I think it's 26, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It is 25.
If AFCON is 2025, yeah, World Cup is 26, so AFCON is 25. So
yeah,
if
but I think
AFCON is there,
in the summer. I think it's been played in December, if I'm not wrong.
Not in January.
No, no. I think I know it's in Morocco, but I think it's in December if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Because after
AFCON is gonna start in December 21st, 2025, all the way to January. Yeah, so I think
uh,
it's gonna
so I
affect
mean
the next
Salah would
season, not
normally
this
watch
season.
to
It's gonna affect the next season.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Talking about that, yes. So I think we're gonna. I believe we can wrap this up. Yes, we know Liverpool now on top of the league with 45 points, and followed by Nottingham with 37. That is a clear 8-point lead. Chelsea passed the mantle to Nottingham Forest. Arsenal, Arsenal, we're about to know tomorrow. It's gonna be
Tough
another
Oh,
game,
difficult
very
game
tough
for.
game.
Yes, as an
Brentford
Arsenal
away
fan,
will
I can
be
I can say that it's a very difficult game for us. It's not that easy because this is Brentford, and Brentford are having a posture that they've not been having like for the past season, because this season they've been trying to really mess up with people's defenses. The likes of Wisa having quick goals. Like I think the only team that have been having quick goals in the Premier League this season. Like the quick goals one. Yeah, with Wisa being there in the up front, but Mbuemo's future unlikely in January. I think it's gonna be a loss for them, but it's gonna be a game at home. What are your projections, Dylan? And then Hillary, then we can call it a day.
I'll go 2-2.
2-2. Hillary.
uh, I'll go 2-1.
Hold on.
I'll go
Pardon,
2-1
Hillary?
to Brentford.
2-1 to Brentford. Well, you've heard it. You've heard it. The boys have spoken. Let me just say, as it stands, I just want to win for my
What's
team.
your prediction? What's your prediction? What's your prediction?
I just want 3 points for my team. I know we're not in a good position, but we've always, apart from the first game that we faced Brentford after their promotion from the relegation zone, that was the game that was really a bomber when Nogard came in and disrupted Odegaard. So yeah, but now it's a different Brentford, and I'm expecting a fight from them. It's not going to be an easy game, but I think 3 points right now is the most important for me as a team, because I cannot trust Nottingham Forest to put pressure on Liverpool. Yeah, they're playing good right now, but I don't expect them with the depth they have. I don't expect them to put pressure on Liverpool, and I don't think even Liverpool themselves can expect pressure from Nottingham Forest. It's just how the picture is painted. I'm not the painter, so I think if we win the game tomorrow, it's gonna be 9 games. That is 6 points, but I say still, I count that as 9 points because the way Liverpool are playing with a game at hand with the Everton, as much as it's a derby, I still give Liverpool the upper hand. So, guys, thank you very much for joining the Kenyan Fan TV page. Guys, you don't remember to subscribe. Happy New Year. We're looking forward for an exciting, exciting, successful Liverpool kind of year. Not the kind of Manchester United. I said it.